Okay, one advice. Most people burn out in the gym and in their own drawings just because they quit right before the real changes occur. Okay, most typical example is endomorphic body types, men and women, meaning that they easily hold more body fat. They usually have quite thicker bone construction, slower metabolism. They usually have higher appetite, you know, they eat a little more. Obviously it takes a long time to change. So if you start diet, if you start exercising and you develop your body to a form that it's even possible to work on its full output, it will take time, and it can be months, it can be quite a few months, but I don't believe that it's anything longer than a year before you really start feeling a huge difference. You don't have to be suffering too hard, but the changes will happen. They just will, but you have to stay on that way. If you do what you did before and you don't progress in intensity, you will just stay the same as you were before. You need to develop it to another level every time you go. And this is my advice. Don't quit before you start seeing visible results. Go to a point where you finally see results, establish them, stay on them a little bit longer, try to push a little bit harder, and sooner or later you will achieve those goals. It's not impossible, it's just quite hard for somebody who's quite new in sports or had like huge break in their life. There is always a lot of things going on in our lives. Fitness or bodybuilding is probably not the priority number one for most people, but believe me, if you stay, it will happen. Don't quit too early. It will happen. Okay, my second advice now. Very important one. If you want to stay motivated and you want to eliminate the possible risk that you will quit at some point and you'll maybe quit too early, it is highly recommended from my own experience and many other people's, of course. You need to set smart goals, and if they are reasonable, measurable and all this, I will explain in a minute, you will not burn out, because if your expectation is much higher than you can achieve, it necessarily leads to disappointment. And if you're disappointed, you're not as powerful in your mind and you will quit. It happens. I see it all the time. So if I said before, SMART goals, it really stands S-M-A-R-T. S is specific goal. M stands for measurable. A, achievable. You have to decide if you have powers to do it or not. R is reasonable, if it's even right way, what you're heading. And T is time bound. It has certain time limitations. So let me give you an example. If it was me, and now we have about mid-July, I would say, okay, by mid-August, which is 1 month, time bound, I want my biceps grow 1 centimeter in diameter. Is it reasonable? I really believe if I push hard, I can really gain that centimeter around. It will be probably followed by some other things like improved body weight, whatever. It will probably mean that I can lift a little bit more. It is achievable, I know, because I've done similar things in past, and it's specific. Yes? This is one of the examples. It can be different thing, you know, it can be how much do you bench press, or, you know, how many kilos or pounds or whatever units are using you lose. And that's it, you know. This is so simple, but you have to specify it, you have to be exact, you have to be more certain about it, and if you have this set up, it's much easier to follow. If you have abstract goals, it's nice. I just want my figure better, you know, I just want to look good, This is no way of going. Yes? Be smart, be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, whatever, and time bound. Okay? Good luck. Alright, I gave you 2 advice now, and I know that for many of you it could sound like a little bit too much speaking and no action, but believe me, if you know this, it is very essential to know. I know that many of you realize these things very well, but I just want to set this clear. You need to know what I said, because later on it will get more specific and it will be only certain pieces in the puzzle. This is something which prevents you from quitting, okay? It gives you higher chance that you achieve your goals. And this is why it needs to be done.